Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. Haley is off tonight. It appears more and more likely Hurricane Irma will make landfall in Florida, and the track has shifted yet again this evening. Let's get the latest now from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Yeah, it's back and forth, a flip-flop. The European now thinking the high pressure to the north of it will drop it a little bit further south, thus delaying the turn to the north, which would put it right into South Florida as a Category 4 hurricane possibly. And it looks like it could go through the spine of the state. Now, the GFS, which is also the United States model, is shifted to the west, but it's still east of the state at this point. So there's still a lot of uncertainty, but as we get closer to the weekend, we'll know a little bit more as to whether that high pressure is going to continue to drive this a little bit further to the south. This is the Turks and Caicos. They're expecting a 20-foot storm surge. A lot of questions about storm surge for us. It's always near the center and to the right of the center where the greatest storm surge is. Now, we may get some back surge if the storm were to pass into the center portion of the state as a result of the southwest wind returning. The latest winds now 175 miles an hour. Pressure's come up a little bit, but this storm is not going to be stopping anytime soon. It's going to stay a Category 5 hurricane throughout the day tomorrow and possibly even on to Saturday. The reason why I say that is because the upper level wind environment is not very hostile, and on top of that, 90-degree water temperatures here. The only thing that may be causing it to be a little weaker is the possibility of the mountainous terrain of Cuba, but nonetheless, Category 4, Category 3 storm, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a devastating storm if it follows that center line, but it's still, that cone of uncertainty still covers just to the west of the northern Bahamas all the way over to the eastern portions of the Gulf of Mexico. So don't so much focus on that center line. If it were to make landfall in South Florida and travel up the spine, it would lose strength considerably by the time it reaches us. And not so much that it would be a tropical storm, it would still be a Category 2 hurricane, possibly a 3, as it makes its way through the central portion of the state. There's that error again. There's still some chance for it to move to the east or even to the west. There's the European model. This is the latest one. It came out at 2 o'clock this afternoon. You may have heard about it. It's shifted to the west, and then it moves into South Florida. This is Sunday at 11 o'clock in the morning, and we are going to see the possibility of some rough weather here if that does that, up to Hurricane 4 strength. If it follows the GFS, not as much. Now, the GFS has shifted a little bit off to the west as well. We'll still get tropical storm force winds here, and we will still be, it looks like, under a hurricane watch, if not a hurricane warning for the west coast of Florida on both those scenarios. So still a cluster of the models on the east coast, shifting ever so slightly to the west, still a couple now heading back toward the west, and that's due to a large area of high pressure, which is now forecast to be a little stronger as it makes its way to the west. Some dry air there may entrain into the system, and that may be the reason why we're thinking that it could, again, we'll go back to the watches and warnings. We are not under any watches or warnings right now for our coast. It begins at Lee County, goes down to the Keys, and along the east coast of Florida with Lake Okeechobee included in that hurricane watch. We'll have more on this forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Sarasota County and the city of Sarasota declaring a local state of emergency in preparation for Irma today. City administrative offices will stay open on Friday, September 8th. All Sarasota County tax collector offices will be closed tomorrow, and the Bobby Jones Golf Club will be closed starting Saturday. There are no mandatory evacuations yet, but Sarasota County officials plan to make an announcement tomorrow morning for a voluntary evacuation for Zone A, barrier islands, and areas known for flooding. Now, this could all change, but that's the plan for now. Residents are encouraged to know their evacuation zone and the location of a nearby shelter. Now, Manatee County is issuing a voluntary evacuation for low-lying areas and mobile home residents. It begins tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. People living in the county's evacuation level A, red-colored areas on the map, near the coast, rivers, streams, and low-lying areas are welcome to leave, including people living in mobile homes. Now, 4 emergency shelters will open tomorrow afternoon beginning at 4 p.m. in Manatee County. They are Myakka Elementary School, Braden River High, Manatee High School, Mills Elementary in Palmetto, and Nolan Middle School in Lakewood Ranch. Now, Braden River, Manatee High, Mills, and Nolan are all pet-friendly, and Nolan is also open for those with special needs. First responders and hospitals here on the Suncoast are putting their hurricane action plans in place. If Hurricane Irma does bring winds above 45 miles an hour, Sarasota County firefighters and EMS crews will be unable to respond to emergencies for safety reasons, their own safety. However, if a patient can make it to the hospital on his or her own, Sarasota Memorial Hospital will continue to admit them. Hospital staff is still debating whether or not to go into lockdown, which would mean a team of doctors and nurses would stay put at the hospital and visitors would be encouraged to stay at home. If the power goes out, 5 generators will keep the hospital up and running.
We have 80,000 gallons of diesel fuel ready to go, so we're completely capped off, and we can survive independently right now for 10 to 14 days on the power that we have.
Sarasota Memorial buildings are built to withstand Category 3 hurricane conditions. A Suncoast tiger being transported from the Tampa Fairgrounds to a sanctuary in Tennessee somehow got loose, causing quite a scene in Atlanta, where police had to shoot that animal that once performed as part of Feld Entertainment. And with Irma on the way now to Florida, the issue has sparked some concern about securing similar animals of that type. ABC 7's Bo Bethier shows us what's being done here on the Suncoast.
Here at Big Cat Habitat, efforts are underway to secure the facility for all the animals that call this area home. But those efforts go beyond just finding a place for the camel and the buffalo behind me to wait out the storm, to include a bear and also a liger, which is about 1,000 pounds.
Most of them are trained, believe it or not, even with a little bit of whipped cream. We can just ring a bell, show them some whipped cream, and they come running in right away.
Big Cat Habitat trainer Clayton Rozier says they've been pulling all the tricks from their hats to ensure the about 140 animals currently at the sanctuary are safe during the storm. When you visit the facility's website, you see this message: closed in preparation for Hurricane Irma. The sanctuary shut its doors earlier this week to begin the process of protecting the animals, doing everything from removing temporary structures like tents and signs to strengthening and repairing permanent structures. But the recent escape of an unrelated tiger in Atlanta, Georgia, has put a lot of focus on Big Cat's main attraction, the lions, tigers, and ligers, leaving some wondering what will happen during the storm. But Rozier says they are all safe and secure.
All of our enclosures are required to have a lockdown facility for instances like this, where they have a safe little lockdown that's all enclosed for them to get out of the weather and be safe in case we were to have any issues where one of their outside compounds was to take a hit or get damaged in any way. They're all locked in for that time when we're going to have the storm.
Big Cat Habitat officials say essential employees will remain on site to protect the animals. Just in case something goes wrong, they'll be here to help. Bobeth Yates, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Bobeth, thank you so much. Many homeowners on the Suncoast are getting their homes ready for Irma, some getting sandbags, also putting up hurricane shutters. County officials say more than 2,000 sandbags have already been going out every hour at the location in Newtown, which is one of 3 in Sarasota County. Also, to protect your home, there are many different types of shutters you can get, including plywood, aluminum, plexiglass, and vinyl.
Start early and don't wait until the last minute to try to find somebody to do it, try to line somebody up.
I think it's very important, particularly when you have enough time to prepare.
Sarasota County officials are still deciding on whether to hand out more sandbags tomorrow, but we are told that they are leaning to do that again tomorrow. But again, supplies have been going fast. Those bags have been running out, so maybe bring your own bags at those locations. For those in South Sarasota County hoping to evacuate, a quick reminder on some of the evacuation routes. River Road is a main artery roadway to I-75 for Northport and South Venice residents. It's only a 2-lane road, though, and has been packed all day today. US 41 in Venice is under construction near Venice Avenue, and there could be some slowdowns around that area. Sarasota County Emergency Management says they are keeping a close eye on the traffic.
Fortunately, we have the technology of GPS, and I would recommend people use Waze and GPS if they have that capability.
Now, Waze and Google Maps can help see what current traffic conditions are like. They can also help you find an alternative route as well. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, the price gouging hotline is receiving more calls than ever here in Florida. What people are reporting to those taking the calls. That story coming up.
Now you can win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just enter the word of the week at mysuncoast.com. This week's word is college. We'll pick a winner each week. Good luck. Explore amazing merchants on the Suncoast. Find great prices, products, and services. Go to mysuncoast.com to buy local today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
If you're thinking about replacing your windows, what matters most to you? We found what matters is high performance. Our customers want energy-efficient windows built for Florida weather. Windows that can stand everything from scorching sun to hurricanes. Our customers want windows that reflect their life, their lifestyle. Windows that will last a lifetime. We listen to our customers, and as a result, we're growing. So if you're looking to replace your windows, stop here at New South Window.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Attorney General Pam Bondi releasing an update on price gouging tonight at the Tampa Call Center. The price gouging hotline is receiving thousands of complaints as Hurricane Irma moves closer to Florida. Bondi increased the number of staff taking calls in Tallahassee and set up additional call return centers and other offices across the state to deal with the high volume of complaints that are coming in. The hotline has received more than 3,000 calls tied to Irma as of this morning, with 1,100 coming in Wednesday night alone. The majority of these calls have come from Broward, Miami-Dade, and Palm Beach counties. Bondi says most are about inflated prices for food, water, and ice, but people are also calling to complain about gas prices and fuel shortages.
The worst call I got today, and this was the worst of the worst, was a 24-pack of 6-ounce bottles of water for $72. $72. I was in Jupiter today.
Wow. Mandatory evacuation orders have been issued for the Florida Keys, along with barrier islands and low-lying mainland areas of Miami-Dade and Broward counties, and more are likely in the days to come. Up next, Bob will be back with the first alert weather forecast and details on Hurricane Irma.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. The chemotherapy drug Taxotere has been linked to permanent alopecia or permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. The FDA has urged doctors and the manufacturer to warn women administered Taxotere of the risk of permanent hair loss. If you or a loved one were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and suffered permanent hair loss, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Well, Bob, the track changed today. It will likely change again before before this weekend.
Right.
But this is going to be one that you were saying it's not going to stick around a long time once it is somewhere in Florida.
Yeah, you got to look at the bright side of the storm.
Right.
You know, there's got to be something there. But yeah, it's not going to slowly move through our area. It'll move at a fairly decent clip. It's still going to seem like a long time if you're in it, obviously. When will this thing end? But if it goes in as a 4 over South Florida and traverses right through the spine of the state, as soon as it gets over land, a couple of hours, and if it's moving 15 miles an hour, it's going to be over land quite a while before it reaches us. Yeah. It will lose its strength. So we're not going to be dealing with a 4 if it does that. All bets are off if it gets around into the Gulf of Mexico. And there's still a chance of that, but it's not as great of a chance. Right. But still, we're waiting for that turn to the north. And when that turn to the north occurs is where that storm will eventually enter into Florida. And that is going to be a big deal. We'll find out more on that turn late Friday and into Saturday morning is when we'll have a better chance to know and see when that storm, this massive hurricane, which is setting all kinds of records. I think it's now the strongest storm in the world as far as the duration of winds in excess of 170 miles an hour now. We continue to be in that cone of uncertainty, unfortunately, and the track has shifted westward if you haven't heard already. Stronger winds are possible with this shift now. Each shift to the west brings us closer to those core winds, or at least the hurricane force winds, which actually extend out some 60 miles from the center. And the tropical storm force winds extend out over 120 miles from the center. Not all quadrants, but some, and that means that this is a big storm. It's huge. It's not a Charlie. It's not an Andrew. It's a bigger wind field than those storms, and you can see it's still quite organized with a well-defined eye, although not as symmetric as it once was when it made its way through the northern Leeward Islands, but still a very, very powerful hurricane at this point. Pressure has come up a little bit, but there's nothing to stop this from really growing in intensity over the next, say, 12 hours. It's over some warm water right now. Dominican Republic, Haiti is interrupting some of its flow, and that may be the reason why the appearance of it isn't as symmetrical. But as it pulls away from there, there's a chance we could see a little bit of intensification, although this one shows it down to 160. I would not be surprised to see it still at strong numbers there. And then it makes its break on into Saturday afternoon. Late Friday into Saturday, we'll start to see that little bit of a nudge. Now, if it holds off till later, which the European model is thinking now, then it puts it further off to the west. So once again, we have to watch it very closely. The spaghetti models are still along the east coast, but they're starting to get ever so closer to the west coast, at least the center part of the state. The GFS has come in too, the new GFS model, and it has shifted as well. Get a look at it right through the Bahamas and then right into Miami or near it. And this would be the worst case scenario for the east coast as well. Just traversing right along the east coast is a Category 4 and then a 3 hurricane making landfall into Georgia. Looks similar to Matthew last year, although Matthew came up from the Caribbean. This one's coming in from the Atlantic. The European model shows a little bit further south track now and then off right into South Florida and then right up the spine of the state. This would be Sunday evening. That's when the strongest winds would be around, Sunday and Monday. But we could see tropical storm force winds out ahead of that on into midday Sunday. So that is still a factor there. But as I said, the strongest part will be late Sunday and into Monday. And even Georgia will be dealing with some significant wind, but more so some heavy rainfall, pulling in a lot of moisture from the Atlantic there. Well, again, we'll go back here in a little time and show you the forecast, what we're looking at. There's a couple more storms out there too. We have Jose, which is now a major hurricane. It's the third major hurricane of the season. And it looks as though, again, we look at Katia, which Katia is not doing a whole lot, but it's going toward Mexico. Well, 90-degree temperature right now. It's warm, it's hot, it's muggy. It's going to stay that way tomorrow. The heat index will be up to 100 to 105. So when you're out there doing your work, putting your shutters up, if you're going to do that tomorrow, make sure that you take plenty of breaks and try to do it early because it's going to be a warm one. 92 today, 75 was the low. The rainfall for the month at 2.05. We didn't get much rain here, although there were some heavier showers around parts of downtown Sarasota. Partly cloudy. 40% chance for scattered showers and storms even later tonight as the east coast breeze makes its way all the way over. And partly sunny tomorrow. The rain chance at 50% for scattered storms. Hot 92 degrees. And the extended forecast, watching the tropics, all eyes will be on Irma on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with a good chance for some very windy weather. I think at least tropical storm force winds and possibly on the high end. And even now with that shift to the left, there could be hurricane force winds here. Stay tuned. Back to you, Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. 9 high school football games were supposed to be played tonight ahead of Hurricane Irma, but that number has now dwindled down to 3 after several cancellations, postponements. Palmetto will be at Riverview, Zephyr Hills Christian at Bradenton Christian, and Sarasota and Booker will face off all tonight at 7 o'clock, and you can catch all the highlights on a special Thursday night edition of Football Friday Night at 11:15. And we'll be right back.
Tonight, the monster hurricane cutting a deadly path across the Caribbean. Now Florida braces for impact. We're staying in the path of Irma. This is where America turns. World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
It's Lincoln's summer sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking an account executive to join our winning sales team. This is an outside sales position covering the Tampa DMA. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com. Suncoast.com.
Suncoast attractions are gearing up to face whatever Hurricane Irma brings here. ABC 7's Linda Carson has more.
The sounds of hammers ring out at historic Spanish Point as workers board up the windows on Mary's Chapel.
This is very precious to us and to the community, so this was one of our priorities today, to get all the shutters up on Mary's Chapel. We're almost done. Been a volunteer effort.
Historic Spanish Point has a very detailed hurricane plan and a team of volunteers to help implement it.
Historic Spanish Point is one of the places in Sarasota where we know exactly what a hurricane can do because we were hit hard in the 1921 hurricane.
The damage was huge.
All of the docks and wharves associated with the site were destroyed. We believe the original packing house was destroyed at that time, and the Magic boat was actually hauled up on shore by the Webb family, but it didn't matter how high they hauled her up on the Indian Mound. She was wrecked to pieces.
So history won't repeat itself. They've already moved the current Magic to safety. Volunteers are securing the boats in the boatyard and boarding up several more buildings. Meanwhile, Selby Gardens has never been hit by a hurricane, but they know they're in a very vulnerable location.
At Selby Gardens, of course, we're very exposed. We're right on the bayfront. We're 3 sides water. So we're really just getting ready and organizing ourselves for the worst.
They're boarding up Payne Mansion.
And in addition, we're looking at our collections and trying to relocate them. Some of our preserved collections and our rare books, moving them to different locations that are safer and higher. And out of the floodplain.
Of course, many of their greatest treasures are their plants.
It's very difficult, as you know. There's not a lot you can do to protect an outdoor collection. Even our greenhouses, really, they really have to ride out the storm.
And at Mote Marine Laboratory, they're also busy getting ready for the storm.
We do have our own preparedness plan, and we have implemented that.
They're making sure they have plenty of supplies for their fish and animals because they can't evacuate them.
It's safer for them to stay here because they're underwater, and it would be more stressful for them if we moved them.
Mote, like the other Suncoast attractions we've spoken to, say they have now taken every precaution possible. From now on, they're like the rest of us. It's just wait and see what comes next. Linda Carson, ABC.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at CaliforniaClosets.com.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
There's never been a better time to call California Closets. Now during our autumn upgrade event, save up to 20% when you upgrade to an Italian-inspired wood grain finish. Contact us for your free design consultation today. Visit our showroom or online at CaliforniaClosets.com.